Hey everyone, Jane Cormack here, still on tour in Scotland, and this week I'm at Castle Duart, which is the view you see behind me on the Isle of Mull and the Inner Hebrides of Scotland. So welcome to Castle Duart on the Isle of Mull. This week I want to talk about those moments where we just don't feel inspired or have any creative juice for the projects we're working on, for the businesses we're running, for even the relationships we're in, when everything just feels flat in life. What do you do in those moments? So this week I just want to share about a conversation that really inspired me this week, that really brought me out of one of those moments. So some things I like to do when I'm feeling a bit flat, when I'm feeling uninspired, when energy just isn't moving and flowing, is that I do something different. I do something that I don't normally do. Now, I've been on tour in Scotland for the last few weeks, so I've been in a different environment every week, as you've seen from the videos I've been shooting. So I've been inspired by the different environments that I've been visiting. But you don't need to go travelling or go on tour to get that creative juice flowing again. This is something that I love to do. It could be something as simple as visiting your local bookstore, going and sitting with your computer in a cafe instead of sitting at home, and noticing a book sitting on a shelf that inspires you to write an article. You know, just getting out into the world and seeing what's out there and connecting with different places, different people and different environments that are out of your routine brings new inspiration, new energy and new life into your life, and then that gets channeled into your creative projects, into your relationships, into your conversations, and lifts you up again. So this week I've been staying in a beautiful lodge on the Isle of Mull, and I was sitting in my room writing, and I went downstairs just to have a little break, and I met one of the girls that works in the hostel, and we started a conversation, and she was telling me a bit about her life and how she'd just made all these changes in her life. She'd quit her job, she had broken up from a relationship, she had sold her house, you know, just all the big things. So she had decided to go travelling, and she was working at this hostel, this lodge. So we got into a conversation about following the signs that come into our environment, and this happens to be a book that I'm writing about at the moment. So it was very synchronistic that we had this conversation, and she started talking about the book The Alchemist, the famous book by Paulo Coelho, one of the world's most best-selling books and best-selling authors. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading The Alchemist. And she said she'd started to read the beginning of The Alchemist several times, and she'd never finished reading The Alchemist. And then we got on to talking about, you know, listening to the signs that show up in life, and going out into the world and seeing what's around us and really paying attention. And she told me about the butterfly effect, which is a movie with Ashton Kutcher in it that is about the different realities that we can create from making one small change. So after this conversation, I went upstairs and I'd taken some videos, DVDs out, and they were sitting on my desk. And one of them was The Holy Grail, which is a bit of a silly movie. And inside the cover of The Holy Grail was the DVD, The Butterfly Effect. So I ended up watching this movie that night and feeling really inspired by the message in that movie, and making choices and all the small choices we make that can really change our reality. And I saw her the next day, and she told me that she was looking for something, and she went down the back of the sofa, and in a plastic bag down the back of the sofa was a copy of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So we were both given these signs and these inspired messages, call it what you will, but the synchronicity involved in this conversation, followed by each of us finding the DVD and the book that we had told each other about, or we had talked about, was a fantastic way that really got my creative juices flowing again. So I just wanted to share that really personal story with you, because it was just one of those moments that really brought my attention to what am I choosing right now, what am I consciously choosing, and that I can choose something different if I'm not happy with what I'm choosing right now. So if you feel a bit flat, if you feel a bit stuck, then just listen to your intuition. Maybe just take a walk outside, go out into nature, go to a bookstore, go and chat to the person working there, and just see what arises, see what new things come into your life. And I'd love to hear what it is you do. I'd love to hear if you have any stories that really bring you out of that stuck energy that you might be in. So share it on the blog. I'd love to hear your comments. It's important to share this information with each other, because we also inspire each other when we share our stories. So also sign up to Follow the Rhythm on my blog page, because I include a lot of tips and tools and information in the written article that I just don't include in the videos, and that you'll miss out on. So follow the rhythm at rhythmincolour.com. So from Castle Duart on the Isle of Mull in Scotland, keep creating and connecting, and I'll see you next week from probably my home somewhere else in Findhorn. So be inspired, and bye for now.